Telkom Business, behind South African businesses' drive to thrive.
Surely by now, we are your go-to program for all things relating to small business. And if you're not familiar with the show, then welcome to the Entrepreneurial SME with me, Rams Mabote, where we give a voice to the people and businesses that continue to thrive despite adversity and continue to change the South African economy. Today we have entrepreneur, author, and founder of Brima Logistics, Tshepo Mekoa. After spending years in senior positions within logistics industry, Tshepo took a chance in starting his own company in the early 2000s. But how he managed to maintain the survival of his company all these years is a mystery to me. But first, check out this insight about the man and his business.
My name is Tshepo Mekoa. I'm the CEO and founder of Brima Logistics. One of the services that we offer is clearing and forwarding. So you would see it as an import, bringing containers or any air freight shipment from overseas. We do warehousing. You're sitting behind me, it's the warehousing, it's a service that we provide. And the third one is courier services. This is the one where you see our bakkies running around, either being in Gauteng or any province. And the last one is reverse logistics. When I worked in my logistics as an executive, because I worked for a couple of companies, I worked for Vodacom, I worked for MTN, and this were senior positions. But then I realized that a lot of courier companies focus mainly on what we call outbound delivery. Remember, when they deliver something up to an end user, it's boxed. So if the end user doesn't want that box anymore, or that item anymore, remember the box has been thrown away. So your typical courier company doesn't want to go and collect the item. So I saw a gap in. I said, but why don't I buy a couple of boxes or a couple of bubble wraps and wrap this thing up and charge a client extra packaging and return this thing. So that's how this business was founded. I started Brima in 2005 with a dream and a truck. Well, I started from the garage of my house in Pretoria. I had to move the business out of Pretoria into Jet Park, found a warehouse, and we've seen exponential growth where we had to now open up a branch in Cape Town, where we had to open up a branch in Durban, where we had to open up a branch in Bloom, PE, Polokwane, and we saw our fleet size just growing because of our services were being required from all sectors, whether be it banking, be it mining, be it telecommunication. But we've also seen our headcount growing exponentially as well. I started with a truck. I was just the first employee. We ended up shorting to about 120 employees. So you do your maths as to how many does this company look after. I think my character was put through quite a lot. And I always share with entrepreneurs that when you're an entrepreneur, you're going to spend most of your time being unhappy, being challenged in a sense that you're going to be discomfortable with your life. Your passion somehow sees you through whenever you're feeling that, listen, I've lost it. And I'll tell you one thing, I live, people often ask me, how do you live? How do you live a next day? I don't know how my next day is gonna be, so I live my day to day.
By the way, forgive me for my squeaky voice. I think it's load shedding. Any relations to Johnny Mekoa?
Johnny Mekoa was my father. Was a legendary trumpet.
How do you then end up in logistics? You son to a great musician. What's wrong with you?
I had a bit of a musical classes that I attended while back at FUBA. Unfortunately, I was not inspired by music. I was inspired by just getting into the corporate world and working.
Inspired by reverse logistics. Please tell me about that in English. I tried to watch the clip, I tried to listen, but what is reverse logistics?
All right. You normally get a shipment delivered to the end user. Yeah. Now, something happens or something goes wrong with the end user, and that shipment needs to come back. Yeah. Before it comes back, the end user normally throws the box away. And typical courier doesn't want to go and pick up because there's no box, it's not boxed, they're scared of damages and so forth and so forth. So what we do, we go and pick it up and we send it back to the manufacturer or the shipper.
Yeah.
So that's called reverse logistics. So you're bringing it back.
Does that then mean you're not competition to other logistics companies because you're doing a job that they don't do?
To a point, you could say we're not, because no one competes with us on reverse logistics. They try to do it, but it's just so messy because there's a lot of boxing in there. Yes, we do compete them on courier services, which is one of the services that we do.
You studied industrial psychology. How then do you end up in this space? Unless, of course, that's exactly what psychology does, right? Educate me.
No, it was. I think I landed up in logistics accidentally. I couldn't find a job as an HR officer then, around about 2000 and going back then. I couldn't find a job then. I looked for anything that I could find, and I landed up in a logistic company. And I went to my manager and I said, "What is this logistics?" He gave me a book on military logistics. That's how I started falling in love with the logistics. And
you stayed for many years in the industry before you branched out on your own. Did you have to raise funding to start a business? I mean, you one man, one truck, before you employed a lot of people.
I started with just one truck,
From your own pocket?
Yeah, then banks were funding commercial vehicles, not now anymore.
Yeah.
So I just got into debt because of my position as I was working. I had a pay slip, I went to the bank and I bought a truck, and that's how it all started.
It's been 18 years now.
It's turning 18 on the 28th of March.
18 years. It can't have been an easy ride.
No, it's never been. I mean, every day is different. I always share with entrepreneurs that your day will be different. Your day today won't be the same as tomorrow. So you just have to adapt as your day moves along.
You've had COVID and you spent time in hospital for long. You fell off a bike or you got hit and spent time in hospital for long. Mm-hmm. What happened to the business when those things happened?
Systems. You see, I'm not at work now. I'm here with you now.
Yeah.
So in my book, The 14-Year Startup.
And we're going to talk about this book just now.
Yeah, I reference to when you want to scale up as an entrepreneur, you got to make sure that the systems are there to safeguard the times when you're not there.
That sounds too easy, though. Everybody has systems, but some businesses die.
Yeah, they do. There are various reasons why they could die. It could either be financial challenges. It could either be something that just it's unknown to an entrepreneur, or an entrepreneur could not see. Systems, it sort of prepares you for the moment that when you are off the business, and people can follow up on how the entrepreneur wanted to do it.
So you were trading properly as the business was trading as you were lying in the hospital bed.
They actually did better than I was there. The turnover grew by 44% that year, 2016, when I had my motorbike accident.
Could it be that you the problem to the business? It does better when you're not there?
No, I think that very same year we've just introduced the SOPs. So
what is that? Please speak in English.
Standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
So we've just implemented that,
okay.
And then everybody was put into them test. I think more so they said to themselves, let's just give it a best shot when this man is not around. Let's show him that we can do it. We believe in the system.
When we come back, I want us to talk about the book. And I suppose follow up on a few things that you've mentioned, right? But we need to take a break. So we're going to take a short break. Stay on the dial. Please get in touch with us on social media and let's keep the conversation active. Details will appear on the screen.